What's going on, everybody? Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. All right, guys, lots to update you with in a short period of time. So let's get right into it. Late day after market close, the announcement came out that the judge had actually denied AMC's request for a speedier stock conversion. We're going to dive into this a little bit further, but first off, I want to bring this back and piggyback off of the video I made just a couple days ago. Now, in this video, I wasn't talking about the nitty gritty details that people had already talked about in other videos, as well as I'm sure you've seen all over Twitter, and you could have just went to the 8K and read it for yourself. But I talked about two specific things. The first thing is this right here that is highlighted: the expected timelines of the events. The reverse stock split, the conversion, the settlement payment are subject to lifting of the status quo order, which requires court approval. Okay, it has not been given. So like I had said, was that, listen, the judge still has to approve this. Now, there were people that jumped into the comments and said, listen, Jeff, well, because both parties agree on this, there's a really good chance it's to get approved. Well, let me just take that, one step back. The reason why we have judges is because sometimes an individual or a party, okay, does not always know what is best for them, okay? And I had also talked about the second part was that the market was pricing in some indifference, meaning you watched AMC drop, okay, and you watched APE pop, but they were still trading at about a 50% difference, meaning APE was sitting at somewhere around that 162, okay, and AMC was trading at around $4, give or take. The 2 APE was still equal about 1 AMC. And you would think that if this was really bringing things to be closer together to that conversion, that difference would be much less. Now, I still believe that AMC would trade just a little bit higher because, like I said, there's always chances of something not going through. But the point of the matter is the market was still pricing in indifference. There was an inefficiency and imbalance inside of the pricing. And I had talked about it in that video. And that could also mean that you have investors who have lawyers that were taking a look at this much deeper. Okay, obviously we only see the surface and what is shared with us, saying that they knew that potentially it wasn't going to go through. That could very well be it. Well, as you can see right now, APE pulled back. AMC is up over about 24% as I'm making this video. I want to take one further look into this, guys. This is complete speculation, but a lot of articles that come out. Judge denies a quick settlement lawsuit, talks a little bit about the details of the reasons why and so forth. A couple of things I do want to point out, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit further. Okay, this was stated: we could be seeing an indication that the judge wanted the timeline to more fully run its course versus rushing the conversion process. So this got me thinking right here. Okay, well, you're right. AMC, why would they want to rush this process? It wasn't that long ago that Adam Aaron, was talking, saying, listen, like, we are aware of this lawsuit. We're going to deal with it on the 27th of April. We have nothing to worry about. We're still going full throttle. We have nothing to worry about, right? Tried to assure us that, like I said, AMC has nothing to worry about. They're not worried about that lawsuit. Everything's going to go as planned. Then we take one, further look, and this article shares another comment that really stuck out to me. Okay, AMC that said that as a part of the settlement has agreed to pay the plaintiffs 1 share for every 7.5 shares they own. Lawyers for the plaintiffs had said they expected the shares paid to their clients to be worth over $100 million, meaning the plaintiffs were saying, we're going to get an extra $100 million. Fine, we're cool with that. You do whatever you want. You're going to give us $100 million. We need to take a couple steps back there. Why would a company, okay, such as AMC, who has already had debt troubles, who is doing this entire process to be able to raise capital to pay off their debt, be trying to settlement or get to a settlement that is going to cost them over $100 million, which obviously it could be different, but that's at least what's being shared with us, cost them over $100 million for something that Adam Aaron had stated just a few weeks ago, potentially a month ago, that, listen, they weren't worried about it. Kind of raise a little bit of a red flag, right? Why would AMC want to rush this process? Why are they trying to prevent, okay, going to court in front of a judge? Obviously, it's just, like the early stages, pre-trials potentially, back or on the 27th of April. Why would they want to formulate an agreement when it's going to cost them over $100 million? Kind of raises a little bit of a red flag. The judge also had stated the parties offer no good cause to lift the status quo order, okay? Meaning that the judge probably sees something, okay, that we're not seeing. And the judge really wants this to be able to run its course, okay? So AMC is going to have some issues, at least what I'm reading and understanding right now. They're going to have some issues come that date of April 27th. Clearly, you can see by what is happening inside the stock. APE is down about 12.5%. AMC up around 23%. It's really pricing back to where it's kind of been trending around that $5 price point, and APE is back around that 150, making the inefficiency even greater. Okay, so kind of makes you wonder what struggles they're going to run into. What is like I said, what do the I don't want to say the plaintiffs really have up their sleeves, because it seems like they were willing to settle, but what does the judge want to see out of this, right? So a lot of you guys, including myself, I was definitely frustrated originally when they talk about this conversion. I know you guys, talk about, oh no, Jeff, like the speculation, the shorts, and everything else, okay, which has really been nothing but speculation. I talked about really the facts behind this, saying, listen, the face value of this is that it's going to breed dilution. It's going to breed a falsification of market value and of stock price. And it shows that a company is in trouble. Those facts that I just stated about, reverse splits. Okay. And also, obviously about the conversion and raising capital and so forth. They go back to, stock market 101, and how valuations work and fundamentals and so forth. So you kind of can't veer away from that, but it really does bring up a whole different topic, and especially this getting denied. Now, even though I did make a video, guys, saying like, hey, listen, we have to wait for the judge, to approve this. I don't want to say, oh, I thought it was going to get denied. I don't want you guys to think that, because for the people in the comments that wrote, oh, of course it's going to go through. Well, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, I definitely thought there was a more than 50% chance that it would go through. And that's not only my, experience, dealing with, lawsuits and seeing this before, but it's just, you're right. When both parties agree, a lot of times it's like, okay, cool. You both agree. You guys can handle it outside of court. That happens sometimes, in criminal cases, when the prosecution and the defense, they can formulate something they agree on. Obviously, judge has to approve. That happens in family law and in civil and everything. So I can completely understand that. But like I said, guys, it does definitely raise an eyebrow. So I'm going to continue to monitor this and kind of update you guys. If you have any other information, then drop it down below. Also, as much as you guys can see this as a bit of manipulation, which of course it is, when you see these inefficiencies, just know that the market is trying to tell you something, right? And obviously, guys, is we know about the manipulation, but I'm talking strictly about the pricing difference, because and I brought this up before, when you go all the way back to that third week is August, right at 4 a.m., when the first day that, I believe it was the 22nd, that APE had opened, AMC price immediately adjusted, right? And it was the balance that the markets had found, okay? And you would look for that kind of to happen again. And when you're seeing that difference, there's something that obviously the market and investors are seeing that it just, we aren't on the face value. So guys, that is it for this video. See you in the next one.